What's up, guys? All right, so this is the PDP podcast, aka the Prime Design podcast. My name is Mita Rakutuhanina, and my co-host is.
I am Ryan Srinivasan. What's up?
We are the separate halves of Cerberus Trillion, which is a independent video game studio. Yeah, so this podcast, why are we making this podcast? We're making this podcast to attempt to educate more people about game design and talk about things in the gaming world that are cool, that may relate to game design, or like life lessons that may relate to game design. Whatever we want to do, but it's all related to game design. Yeah, what else are we doing? So what we'll be doing, what will we be doing on this podcast? We will be relaying the information that was given to the world by, what is his name? I know his Twitter handle, but I don't know his real name.
Hold on.
What is this dude's name? I need to know this. This dude deserves props.
Richard,
yes. Where the hell is Richard?
Hakeem Terrell.
That dude. Freaking heck, how do I forget his name? But on the real, Richard Terrell is a beast because this guy came up with. He didn't come up with this, but he put together this blog that details It details the essence of game design from the ground up, like the fundamentals, stuff that if you're going to make games, you should know. If you're going to make games fun, you should know. And if you're going to make good games, you should know. And he kind of put that online through the Critical Gaming Network. And so I'm taking what he wrote, I'm going to disseminate it. Not I, we are going to disseminate it through a podcast.
Yeah,
I almost took all the credit there. No, we are going to disseminate that knowledge through a podcast so more people can see it and hear it and take it to heart and use it in their own games, and we can get rid of all that trash that's on Steam and the App Store and the Play Store and every other store. Yeah.
Amen.
Dude. So currently I am in college. We started like a week ago, and I go to St. Olaf College. Where does my boy go?
I go to the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Let's go. Let's go Badgers. And I am not even, what's funny is, yes, I'm doing game design and making games and whatnot, but I have no actual background in any of this. My boy, he has a little bit of background. He has more background than I do. He's a computer science major, and I'm just a dude who watches a lot of GDC and aspires for great things. But yeah, so.
But that's the magic of the internet. All this stuff is so accessible that
that's right.
Literally anyone could do it. So yeah.
Which is why we're doing it. And we're going to help everyone else do it with this podcast. Yes, but as perhaps you're wondering, well, we have all this talk about making games. Are we making a game? Yes, we are making a game. We are in the very early stages of what we like to call Adventure Pong. Mm-hmm. What is Adventure Pong? Adventure Pong is... I'm handing it over to you, dude. Adventure Pong is...
Yeah, it's a variation on Pong. Something a little more, or a little deeper than just standard Pong with just paddles, throwing a ball back and forth. There's actually, something happening with it. I don't know how deep you want to actually go into this.
I think a good way to describe it is if you can imagine Pong, but instead of two people controlling a paddle each, it's one player controlling both paddles, and then that ecosystem is wrapped in a platformer. So you are hitting a ball between the paddles and then transporting that ball around obstacles from left to right or up or down or whatever we decide, but from one end to another, from the start to the destination, and you're just transporting this ball. We have yet to come up with any lore. I don't know if we're going to do that. This might just be a simple game of adventure pong, but
it might grow into something like that.
it might grow into something, dude. This could turn into some 3D virtual reality pong nightmare. I mean, who knows? Sky's the limit. But we're very early in the timeline, and hopefully we'll announce in like a month and a half, and maybe release in like 5. But that's all to be seen. We're still in the early stages. Yeah, so that's us. That's us. 2 guys trying to make a game, and not only trying to make a game, but trying to break some boundaries in terms of genre combinations and stuff like that, but trying to focus on good game design at the same time.
Yeah, well said.
Yes, and so you just got Fortnite. So now
Yeah.
that you just hopped on that train, please tell us
So
how that feels.
I'm a few years late to the game, because I mean this stuff's been around for a while, and I have seen everybody playing it. So I figured they have a Mac version. I use primarily Mac stuff. Um, I don't know. I'm just a fan. Um, and so they have a Mac version of that, which I didn't know. So I got that set up on my computer. Um, got it running and everything. It seems to work pretty well on the Mac port. If anyone's interested in how well that works, but yeah, it's really really hard, and I don't know if that's because it's been around a while and everyone knows what they're doing already, or I'm just bad at video games or something. But
I mean, are you used to playing console or PC?
um, I mean, I've done both, I guess. Like I played a ton of Team Fortress on PC,
Oh,
so
okay.
I've got some experience actually like using a mouse and stuff. But yeah, it's really hard. And then once you die, what you die in like the first 30 people or something, or like when there's like 70 players left. So then you got to wait until the end of the game to respawn, or like back out, find a new server, and go into that. So if you're not very good at it, it's pretty difficult to get into it, just because you get in, you die, and then you have to spend so much time jumping around to a different game or waiting for the game to restart. So I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if I get it, to be honest. Like it's cool. I like the art style. I like the kind of idea with it, but
What do you mean when you say get it?
like everyone's going absolutely insane about this game, it seems like. And I mean it's a good game. It's solidly built, looks nice. The
Oh,
animation,
you just don't understand the hype.
but I don't
You're
know.
not
I just
feeling
can't
it.
can't get into it.
Mm.
And it's probably because I'm like I started late and I'm not very good at it right now. But like I don't know. It's fascinating to me how this stuff just kind of blew up, like the battle royale
Yeah.
genre
Yeah.
with PUBG and Fortnite becoming so large so quickly. It was like one day I was on
Yeah.
Facebook and there was all this stuff, and I just hadn't known about it before. So yeah, it was
I'm
crazy.
I'm I'm surprised. I'm gonna be honest. Well, actually, it's just like it's like if you took um I mean, like, I'm not the gameplay itself in terms of the format. What I mean by that is the death match. Everyone just, or the battle royale rather, where everyone is on their own and it's 100 players, and then the map shrinks. I like that. It forces action and whatnot, and there can be a lot of things going on, and I think what keeps people liking this game and attracts more and more people is that they keep changing the game.
Hmm.
They didn't like send it out like COD, and then you just play the same maps and the same weapons like over and over and over again. It's like every couple months they'll throw in this new weapon like I don't know what mode it was before, but they threw in where there was a game where it's all explosives. There's no like actual. It's just all like bombs, grenades, stickies, rocket launchers. That's all everyone gets to use. And it's like to just change a game like that forces people to play different, forces a different game
Yeah.
entirely almost.
Yeah,
I want them to make
that is really
squads.
cool.
And so their lasting support, I think, is what made this game boom. It
Yeah.
just continually changes.
Yeah.
Um,
The other thing I think, so we both kind of grew up playing a lot of Call of Duty. Like we were like
yeah,
Modern Warfare 2, Black
yeah,
Ops, all that stuff. That's what we were playing in high school. So
yeah.
I think we're so accustomed to that format that a game like this is so, I mean, it's still a shooter game, but it's so
Yep.
radically different in it's I don't know, setup, I guess. Like you
And
have
it's
100
third
players,
person too.
you have a huge map, and it's like a completely different mindset going into it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. It's really interesting. Also, props to whoever figured out how to get this thing running on like my computer. A game with 100 players on it and a massive map.
Yeah.
That's
Or mobile.
yeah, and the fact that it can run on phones and you can
And it's
have 20 players
cross-platform.
in
It's
the same
unreal,
server.
dude. They
Yeah,
really
it's crazy, man.
killing the game. And they're making bank, dude. Like
Yeah,
their monetization scheme is literally just skins and like gun skins, player skins, making fucking bank. It's unreal.
that's
Like nothing in game. It's
yeah.
just up to you. Just play. You just have to be good, and then you pay for all the other stuff. It's unreal to me how
That's
that
that's probably
works.
another reason why it's so successful. It's free, so it's really easily accessible
Yep.
to everyone. And I mean, it seems to run on these like lower spec stuff. Like it
Yeah.
supports the Intel integrated graphics, I believe.
I mean, it's not gonna be great.
But I mean, the fact that it supports it is pretty interesting because a lot of games don't
Yeah.
even support it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Props to them.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, and then dude, I don't know. I think you brought this up, the COD Battle Royale. I have not seen this before. I think I saw one ad about it and it piqued
Yeah,
my interest, but
it's I mean, so it's similar to Fortnite, or actually, it's more similar to PUBG because you get
that's what I thought.
vehicles and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But it's the same thing. You drop in over this large map, which the map is actually a combination of other maps from Call of Duty, like older maps and stuff, like
Okay.
um, that Asylum thing from Zombies.
Okay.
I forget the name of it, but that map is in it, and there's just like a whole bunch of other stuff. I think like Newtown's in there, so that's
Mm.
really cool. And then I think it's like 80 people or something that drop in there,
Okay.
and it's the same type of thing. Um, but yeah, you have vehicles too, which is really interesting for Call of Duty because I don't
Wow.
think I've ever
Yeah.
seen that before.
Yeah. That's more of a Battlefront
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
mechanic.
So that's pretty interesting. I want to know how much time they spent balancing all the
Mhm.
vehicles out and like putting that in there because I'm sure that wasn't a fast thing to do.
There's another, I don't know what the name of it is though, but there's another Battle Royale clone that it was an attempt at making a more realistic, more gritty Battle Royale, and it's first person, and it's very similar format, but there's things they added where the player there's screen there's effects that happen on screen when you get shot and stuff like that, or there's like you have limited ammo, or like you can't have like 100 like sniper bullets. Like it's very, I don't know how to put it.
Hmm.
It just it,
It's just more realistic.
I
Like
think they tried to be like a lot more realistic, and the graphics are on point and stuff like that. I don't know where COD's gonna land. Like, is the COD Battle Royale? Is that gonna be a like first person shooter or third person?
yeah, no, it's gonna be first person.
Okay,
Yeah, it's gonna maintain a lot of the similarities to like COD multiplayer.
COD, yeah, yeah.
But I mean, obviously you only get the life, like the one life, and then you have to wait until the end of the game. So it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna drastically change everything that I've done in COD, where you go out, you might die immediately, and you just respawn, and you don't have to worry about it. Like
Yeah.
this is gonna be an entirely different mindset going into it, which is gonna be really interesting. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested how players of Call of Duty like it because I know I personally am accustomed to the other way. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And I think what really changed the game for Fortnite is the building stuff. the
Oh my
ability
god.
to
Yeah.
build structures and stuff using like bricks and wood and metal. When I saw that, I literally was blown away. I was like, why haven't we thought about this before?
Yeah, that's such an interesting like mechanic to just throw in there, and it makes it completely different from everybody else.
And it's so simple.
Yeah,
But it changed the game.
it's amazing. And then
Literally.
yeah, I'm terrible at it, but I've seen streams of people that do that build the walls like between them and an enemy, and then like use that, and that's just mind blowing.
Exactly.
The amount of coordination you have to do that is so crazy.
And some people make like bridges that span the whole map, and then they'll do they'll do these weird trick shot things where they'll jump onto a rocket. Like somebody will shoot a rocket out of a rocket launcher and they'll time it. It's like a glitch or something. They'll time it so they jump on the rocket and the rocket like takes them across the map and then they jump off onto the bridge and blah 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 blah. Like it could go on and on. But they built this bridge that spans the length of the map. And I'm sitting here like, oh my god. Like they turned it into a Minecraft. Like like it's just like they use the map to just build stuff. Like they don't even like shoot anyone anymore.
Yeah, that's a
It
good
just
point.
becomes art.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, it does. It is like
It's very
Minecraft.
different.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a really interesting game. And it's really accessible, which is awesome. So
Mhm.
yeah,
I'm interested to see how people can bring this battle royale concept into other genres. I mean, people kind of have already, but like I think now it's going to accelerate. Like you
Mhm.
could see 2D platformers with like, well, I guess Smash. Smash is that they're the originators of the 2D platform battle royale genre. But like,
Dude, that would be insane. Like a
what do you mean,
giant Smash Bros setup, like 100 people. How fucking crazy?
dude? I know you would need such a large screen.
Yeah, that's
To make that, you need like a legit wall, like a building wall to play that. How do you find your character? What if you played with like 50 Kirby's? Like who's is who?
that's a
You know,
good
that'd be so unreal. But yeah, like what if that's a different style of game completely? Like it's not Smash. You just have characters that can shoot guns, but it's a 2D platformer. And it's like 4v4s or like 1v1s or blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? It's like a Smash format, but you reduce the mechanics. I don't know. I'm just spitballing at this point, but
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be more prevalent.
yeah.
It's so popular right now. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes like the standard
Hmm.
sort of deathmatch thing in game.
Yeah.
Um, but then also, at what point do you hit critical mass, and then you know you want other people doing other things than that, and then what?
Yeah.
Like, are we going to see a resurgence back to kind of the standard, the deathmatch or whatever, back like in a few years?
I don't know. I feel like maybe because I think is COD on the decline. I haven't been following either Activision. I haven't Activision or Treyarch. I haven't followed anything because I haven't been playing them at all. So I don't know what their numbers are like. But
Yeah, I
if
don't
COD
know.
is or is not on the decline is
I do. I think they're on the decline, or like last. I don't know. I don't know if their numbers are actually on decline, but I wouldn't be surprised because what the last one was World War II, Call of Duty World War II, which I think people
yeah.
weren't super happy with.
Because I mean, what they're going full circle, and it's kind of like nah,
Yeah, well,
you
yeah,
know.
I don't know. The other thing is you when you crank up, like you go to the future setting or something, and then you add
Yeah.
this like crazy mobility stuff, and then futuristic weapons and all that, and then you give them a game where there's none of that. It's all World War II weapons, which are limited in their
Hmm.
ability to kill people sometimes, and you know,
I think they hit critical mass on that. I was waiting, dude. I was literally waiting. Like, when are they going to revert back to like? I was hoping they were going to do a Far Cry jump. Like, you literally go to sticks, spears, and
oh,
stones.
that would be
Honestly,
insane. That would
that
be
would
the
have been
greatest jump.
hilarious.
Did you ever play that Far Cry
No,
Primal?
I have not. I have not. I'm. It pains me, but I have not. I really want to play that because it's very interesting.
Yeah, I watched somebody play it and it looked absolutely crazy. like you ride around on like mammoths and you're just fight off
Hmm.
people, and then
Yeah.
they don't speak English. They speak like a different, like, whatever caveman language or whatever, which is so
Yeah.
cool. It's so just additional immersion, I guess. It's just really cool.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's a crazy world in the AAA right now, I think.
Yeah.
Because people are like saying that single player games are like going out of fashion, but then out comes Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Or out comes like the what's it called? Is it The Witcher?
Yeah, which are
Or there's one more single player that's come out really recently. Can't come up with the name though. But I would say Spider-Man and like in The Witcher are huge
yeah.
games to come out and just like dispel that myth right away.
Yeah, so I've heard really good things about the Witcher series. I don't know how much research you've done into that.
I have not done much at
They
all.
had The Witcher 2 was like $3 on Steam or something, and there's a Mac port of it, so I bought that because I was like, oh, why not?
Sick.
It's $3 and see what all the hype's about. Um, so yeah, I bought that. I haven't played it yet though. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Uh, and then yeah, Spider-Man. Holy smokes. It's gorgeous and it's super, I don't know. It's like a New York simulator. I think I saw an Onion article and it was like uh fantastic New York simulator destroyed by uh Spider man, or just
Mm.
something like that.
Oh,
And
like
then the
what's the
bottom of the
onion?
thing is like hopefully a patch will come out soon that gets rid of the crazy spider guy
Oh
and
my god.
brings it back to what it was supposed to be, a New York simulator. Which that's really cool that just like
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, that can exist. But yeah,
Wow.
I saw this tweet or something that somebody did where they apparently in that game, when you're walking around, your character gets like phone calls, and depending on whether you're exerting yourself or not, it changes the recording, like the voiceover
Okay.
that they use. So they've recorded everything twice in like an exerting sound and then resting sound, and depending on what you're
Huh.
doing, they'll play it, and it changes by lines. So like you get a phone call or whatever, you're swinging around, you'll exert it, you'll use the exerted phrases, and then once you land, it'll switch back to the resting ones, like seamlessly.
Wow.
It's so cool, and like it's a
That's
tiny little detail, but it just adds that much more realism.
exactly. No, no, no. Sound in video games is like one of the like if you don't have sound, you can have shit art and great sound, and you might even have a great game. Like that just it adds. There's just so much to that specific sensory perception that just makes a game so immersive. Like that's why
Yeah.
we have surround sound. You can have a shit movie, but if you have surround sound, you're immersed. If you
Mhm.
have good sound in a game, it's like it just brings you in.
Yeah,
Yeah, having those details, that's what makes great games, I think, a lot of the time too.
yeah.
But
Plus, like the way that we're going with games, it's gonna end up
yeah.
being all those little tiny details. Slowly add them in, and
Mhm.
then that's gonna make it all the more realistic because yeah, where we are currently with the graphics and everything, we're
Mhm.
we're nearly photorealistic, and I mean it's just going to be those little things that keep pushing it along and make them look even better compared to like I don't know 20 years ago or whatever, where it was just like
Yep.
you know
Yep.
completely unrealistic and just massive things
Mhm.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, guys, whoever is listening, thank you. This was the first episode in the Prime Design podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed. On the next podcast, we're going to delve into the very first lesson in the critical gaming critical game. What is the name of the? I can't. Oh my god!
The Prime Design podcast?
No. Next week we're gonna delve into the first lesson. First lesson by the Critical Gaming Network. That was written by Richard Terrell, and which will focus on describing mechanics and abstractions and giving an intro to that. So we'll delve into that the following week, and if there's any more news or anything cool or anything that we've interacted with games or even updates on our own game, that will come in on the second half. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. All right.
Dope. All right. See ya.